G'day guys, this is X-Ray Racer 1 here, and this is part A of my review of the Athearn EMD F45 diesel locomotive. Now this locomotive is something I'm actually kind of excited to do a little review of. When I was in Sydney a couple of days ago, from the time of recording this video, I went to one of my favourite hobby shops in Sydney. The shop is located at Pendle Hill in Sydney. It's called Woodpecker Model Railways. And what I will do is I'll put a link down in the description. They do have a website. The website is up and running, but there's a lot of stuff. It's only a new website, and it's slowly having inventory added on a regular basis. But I got this locomotive from Woodpecker Model Railways, and the reason why I bought it is because of the value. This locomotive is DCC and sound equipped, and I paid $177, and that's in Australian currency. I'm not sure, that probably work out to about $150 US for my US subscribers. So yeah, I was actually quite impressed with the value. As you can see, this locomotive is in the Burlington Northern Railroad scheme. I actually quite like the Burlington Northern Railroad scheme. The green and the white stripes, for me, I just think this looks really cool. Now they also have different railroad names. When I was in the shop, they had Montana Rail Link, Santa Fe, Milwaukee Railroad. I think there was a Southern Pacific. I'm not too sure, but yeah. So I was looking. I thought, for the price, why the hell not? Now, as I said, this locomotive is DCC and sound equipped, and it also it's tsunami sound. So it's the first run, I believe, from the instruction manual had a Soundtracks system, but they've since switched to tsunami sound. The locomotive is also equipped with McHenry knuckle couplers. They're not micro trains, although they would be compatible. And yes, I mean, having a look at the locomotive, while I'm thinking about it, I will just zoom out quickly. And this is the part number for those curious to know which one it is. That's the part number right there. I have to admit, this is actually quite a heavy locomotive. It's got some weight to it, so it should be a good pulling locomotive. The detail on the locomotive is actually quite amazing too. Everything from the handrails, like painted, to even the grills, the fans. It's very nicely detailed. Now, the one thing with this locomotive I'm going to point out as well is that Athearn say it is capable of running DC as well. So what I'm going to do is I will also include a little bonus footage of the locomotive running in DC mode to see if it can run in DC, under DC power with sound. So what I'm going to do now is I will stop the recording right here. I will go over and program the locomotive, and we'll come back. Alright guys, so I have got the locomotive programmed. Well, when I say programmed, I just programmed the road number into it and so forth. I've pretty much just left it as is. So what I did do is I did test it on DC power. You will see that after this run. I actually had a little issue with it. I had to, I thought it was a dead locomotive straight out of the box, but it turns out, long story short, turns out that whoever assembled it must have been a Friday afternoon build, because whoever built it wanted it to get home and didn't slide the decoder in properly, and it wasn't making proper contact on the chassis terminals. But anyway, so that out of the way, it is ready to go. I have the power off. How this works, it's a little bit like it's basically how it works is, as soon as power comes on, the locomotive will do its power up sequence, and we'll go from there. So what I'll do is I'll take my microphone off and I will place it near the locomotive, and I'll just switch the power on. So just give me a quick second, guys. Alright, so I'll just go to turn on the power. Alright, so that's its startup sequence. So now I'll go through some of the sounds. So we have our horn. Oh, ends it. As I was saying, we have our horn. We have our bell. So button 2 is long horn, button 3 is short horn, and button 4. Button 5. Air release. Button 6. Brake noise. Button 7. Does nothing. Button 8 is to mute it. Button 9 does nothing. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll just put my microphone on. I will carefully take this off the off the tripod. Excuse the hands. All right. Now we also have our headlight, and as you can see, you can see inside it, which is pretty cool. All right, let's go. Currently on speed step 4. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so as it goes along here, it's going to be a bit hard for me to film, so what I'll do, so it's currently going through the tunnel. We'll get it up to speed step 12. If I push speed step 13, you'll hear it rev up again. It's currently on speed step 15, so you'll have to excuse me as I come around here. So it seems to be a little bit of wheel slip, I've noticed. Because as you saw, it just paused. Because there is a bit of weight behind the rolling stock there. This locomotive will run on a 9 3/4 inch radius. So as you saw, it goes around it just nicely. So I might program the CVs off camera for later on. So what I'm going to do is I am going to have this locomotive, run it for a week. Like I said, I might program some of the CVs, maybe just even program the momentum. But so far so good. It was a little jerky to begin with, but you know, it's brand new. And this is my very first Athearn locomotive. I've never had one before. So I'll put it through its paces over the next week. And in part B of my review, I will give you my final thoughts. So stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, so this is the bonus footage. This is just recording this just in between programming the locomotive. This is to run it on DC power. I just had a little issue with the locomotive. You can probably see there's no couplers on it at the moment. I just had to put a little something on the decoder for it to make contact. What do you know? So that's that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the microphone down, and I will do a power up sequence, and then we'll just watch it move back and forth on DC power. So this will start at about 40% power to start it. Now When you increase the throttle, the bell will sound. You can hear it throttling up. So as you can see, it's working nicely on DC power. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that.